Good afternoon and welcome to your news on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Shehan Ranatunga. Now first up, let's take a look at your headlines.
Shooting in Hikkadua, 2 people killed. March against suppression commences from Ambepussa. Hospitals in crisis owing to medicine shortage, says the GMOA.
ඖෂධත් සමගම උපකරණ සහ ඒ ආශ්‍රිතව තියෙන අනෙකුත් කාණ්ඩේ අත්‍යවශ්‍ය සමහර ද්‍රව්‍යවල මේ වෙනකොට රෝහල් පද්ධති තුල ප්‍රබල හිඟයක් මතුවලා තියෙනවා.
Rainfall to increase once more. Landslide warnings issued to 3 districts. Death toll from India bridge collapse rises to 141.
Now on to your top story. 2 people have been killed in a shooting that took place in Tirana, Hikkadua this morning. According to police, the victims were 47 and 26-year-old residents of Kalupe, Hikkadua.
Crime Watch.
The duo were gunned down while travelling on a motorcycle towards Hikkadua along the Galle-Colombo main road. Sri Lanka police says the shooting had been carried out by another duo on a motorbike. The victims were shot while on their way for illegal matter. The police also confirmed that the victims were suspects of a murder. The deceased have been identified as Kapua Handi Prasanna Mendis and Henda Hevage Isuru Prasanna.
Crime Watch.
A protest march to oppose state-sponsored suppression commenced from Ambepussa today and will eventually reach Colombo.
The protest march has been dubbed the March of Love. It has been organised by the founders of Aragale FM, Taruka Dilshan and Prasad Babare. The group that convened at the Ambepussa junction this morning to begin the march were disrupted by the police. If we can't even walk on the road in this country, should these rulers be in power, the people should make sure this system is changed. Siridhamma Thero is not a terrorist in a monk's robe. There is no one to consider his well-being. Release him immediately. We urge the government to do so. We started this on the 9th of April at Galface. We have seen how they shield themselves through the law with the support of the police. That is why we are taking this forward. What we are doing here is peaceful. We will only be marching to Galface. All we ask of you is, do not allow corrupt politicians to come into power. The group is expected to march to Galface in Colombo.
And the Government Medical Officers Association has revealed that a shortage of medicinal equipment and related goods has arisen amidst the already acute medicine shortage.
So far, we faced shortages in medicine when it came to surgeries. However, now most hospitals are unable to even carry out the most basic treatments at OPDs. A very serious situation is now being witnessed at hospitals, even around Colombo. They do not have sufficient saline either. Another shortage of reagents used to conduct blood tests also exists. At hospitals such as Anuradhapura, staff cannot even print X-ray results. There are difficulties in conducting ECG tests. All this time we spoke of the medicine shortage. Now it has worsened to an extent where we are facing a shortage of equipment and other essential medical items. But we still don't see the Ministry of Health taking efficient steps to address these concerns.
ඉතින් ඒව සම්බන්ධයෙන් සෞඛ්‍ය අමාත්‍යාංශය තාමත් අපි දකින්නේ නැහැ යඩා කාර්යක්ෂම විදිහට ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා.
Now, the Ministry of Health says nearly 7 million Pfizer vaccines will expire today.
Of the epidemiology unit, Dr. Samita Ginige says that even today people can obtain their vaccine. The Pfizer vaccine stock will expire at midnight today. Currently, 52% of the population has been fully vaccinated. Dr. Ginige further said that members of the public still have the option of obtaining Sinopharm vaccines.
Now, the cultivation of the Maha season has begun in some areas, but Rajangania farmers still have to struggle to sell their paddy harvest from the Yala season.
In the Anuradhapura district, water has already been supplied to the farming communities to start their cultivation for the Maha season. But most of the farmers are unable to start cultivating because they do not have money to cover the other expenses, including fertilizer and fuel. Farmers lament that they are unable to focus on the Maha season when the unsold harvest of the Yala season is still piled up at their homes. Farmers are demanding a mechanism to sell their paddy harvest.
The Agriculture Minister Mahinda Amaravira commented on the provision of fertilizer for farmers.
I am responsibly stating that urea is provided to all farmers as per the quantity recommended by the Department of Agriculture. This time we are giving more urea than the last. Also, when urea is given for a second time, Bandi fertilizer will be given at that time. So the farmers will have to visit the agrarian office twice. It's a new process. Some political organizations say that 7 and 14 kilograms of fertilizer are given. We get 157 kilograms of urea per hectare in the dry zone. Additionally, an aid of 20,000 rupees will also be doled out to organic fertilizer separately. We request the farmers to start their cultivations.
Now, plantation associations say that if a proper program is not prepared to provide fertilizer for the tea industry, they will have to abandon their industries in the future.
The President and the Minister of Plantations are making announcements that fertilizer will be provided. However, there appears to be zero preparation for it. We have not received any fertilizer as of yet. So we think that these things are delayed because there is an underlying idea of selling our industries to overseas companies. We have done our best. We have informed relevant authorities as much as possible. The best we can do is walk out of the industry in protest. If we do that, it will affect Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka on Monday introduced a cycle to work program to promote cycling among public sector employees as a solution to the transportation crisis.
The Cycle to Work program to promote cycling among public sector employees was organized by the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing. The aim of this program is to encourage government employees to commute using bicycles as a solution to the transportation crisis. Kickstarting the initiative, a group of public sector employees cycled from Battaramulla to Setsiripaya on Monday morning. Meanwhile, a tree planting program was organized at the Setsiripaya premises in line with the World Cities Day.
Newsfirst goes global once again. Newsfirst joins the Asia Vision membership of the Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union. 28 countries, 30 news channels, 24 hours a day.
News First with the people.
Now in news overseas, at least 141 people have died after a British-era bridge in Gujarat's Morbi collapsed last evening. Some 177 people have been saved and teams are searching for several others who are still missing.
Around around 500 people, including women and children, were on the suspension bridge when the cables supporting it snapped, sending people crashing into the river below. People fell on top of each other after the bridge snapped. Videos showed many desperately clinging to the remains of the bridge, while some were seen swimming to safety. NDTV shared a video taken 24 hours before the Gujarat tragedy, where hundreds were seen swaying on the collapsed bridge. The bridge over Macha River has been shut for 7 months for repairs. It was reopened to the public on the 26th of October, the Gujarati New Year. The state government has announced a compensation of 400,000 rupees to the family members of each of those who died in the accident and 50,000 rupees for the injured. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is in Gujarat, also announced a financial assistance of 200,000 rupees each to the families of the victims.
Now in other news, twin car bomb explosions near a busy junction in Somalia's capital Mogadishu killed at least 100 people.
At least 100 people were killed in 2 car bombings at a busy junction in the capital. Somalia's president said the toll could rise in the country's deadliest attack since a truck bombing 5 years ago killed more than 500. President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, at the site of Saturday's explosions, told journalists that nearly 300 other people were wounded. The Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab extremist group, which often targets the capital and controls large parts of the country, claimed responsibility, saying its objective was to hit the education ministry.
Brazil's former president Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva beat far-right incumbent Jair Bolsonaro in a heated presidential election.
After a divisive campaign which saw 2 bitter rivals on opposite sides of the political spectrum go head-to-head, Lula won 50.9% of the votes. As a politician who could not run in the last presidential election in 2018 due to being jailed and banned from standing for office, the chances to win this election has been very low for Lula. Lula spent 580 days in jail before his conviction was annulled and he returned to the political fray. "They tried to bury me alive and here I am," he said, kicking off his victory speech. He had been found guilty of receiving a bribe from a Brazilian construction firm in return for contracts with Brazil's state oil company Petrobras.
Now coming back to some news here at home. People in Hittatiya Matara have been greatly inconvenienced due to the absence of a proper storm drain system following the development of the Southern Expressway.
This is the Hittatiya area on the Matara-Akurasa main road. This section of road gets flooded even during the slightest shower, and locals are severely inconvenienced due to this. Locals said that a proper storm drain system was not constructed for the road during the construction of the Southern Expressway, resulting in this situation. Locals are requesting for an immediate solution to this issue.
Now, will the country hold an election? Is the proposal to appoint a parliamentary selection committee to amend the electoral system a preparation for postponing the elections? Now, various opinions were expressed in the political arena with this or in this regard.
When the president was appointed, a promise was given to the members of the Podujana Peramuna that there would be no elections. So we are working against that plan of the president. We have now made plans to protect the democracy of this country. The people's power is needed to hold elections, and we will educate the people about this in parliament and outside. Local government elections are scheduled to be held in the future with a change to the electoral system. But why are you asking for a general election? It is not for any other reason. They are trying to create an opinion in the international community and in this country. An opinion that there will be a general election next year and that these governments will change. This is done to stop the money we receive for various projects, to prevent foreign investors from coming, and also to stop the support from international organizations given to our government. That's why they are speaking for a general election to be held next year. It's supposed to be held after 2024. It has been 4 years since the provincial council election was postponed. There is no election. It has also been 1 year since the local government election was postponed. That election is also not being held. That is also postponed. Parliamentary elections will not be held anytime soon. Why? Because they know they can't win. When they had the chances of winning, they brought forward the election for their benefit. Now they can't hold polls because they know they cannot win. Can Ranil or Mahinda win an election? No. This country needs an election. Some people say that without money, elections cannot be held. Restructuring our debt is essential if we are to get out of the abyss we are in. The International Monetary Fund, the Asian Development Bank and the World Bank has said to appoint a government that is reflective of the people's mandate, and then they will help with the debt restructuring process. Without doing so, we cannot get out of this economic crisis. Therefore, we would like to tell Ranil Wickremesinghe not to bring fake election committees to postpone elections. If this election is postponed, we will definitely take to the streets. We will take to the streets to send both Ranil Wickremesinghe and the government home and hold a general election to form a government.
රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්තයා ආණ්ඩුවයි දෙකම ගෙදර යවලා මහා මැතිවරණයක් කරගෙන ආණ්ඩුවක් හදන්න බලාගෙන කියන එක මම පැහැදිලිව කියන්න ඕන.
In the meantime, the National People's Power leader Anurukumar Dissanayake explained the need for a new transformation.
In the past, the people thought that the power rests with the Rajapaksas and the deputy ministers. But recent events have shown us very well that the power lies not with them, but with the people. Any ruling party can be toppled. On the other hand, a populist government can be built if the people are properly mobilized. The people of this country always go to the polls for a change and form governments expecting change. What has happened? Our country needs a new transformation that completely transforms the political, economic and societal aspects of a country.
Now to your cricket news. The qualification chances of either Australia and Ireland will be effectively over after a match of huge importance in Group 1 at the Gabba on Monday. Teams are level with England on 3 points from 3 matches in the Super 12 stage, with New Zealand leading the group and on course for a top 2 finish. Whichever side wins in Brisbane will pull themselves firmly into contention to secure a semi-final berth in the final round of the games, while the losing team will require a mathematical miracle to finish in the top 2. The match will start at 1:30 PM local time, and you can watch the match live on Sirasa TV. Now, the Sri Lanka Air Force launched the 7th wave of seed bombing at Wattegama Kabilita Government Forest Reserve in the Siamalandua Divisional Secretariat. Now, the Sri Lanka Air Force Station Veeravilla was utilized as the staging base for this mission, as it was 29.3 nautical miles from the selected area. The Bell 212 helicopter, which was utilized for this mission, was captained by Squadron Leader Ishan Silva, while the co-pilot was Wing Commander Tirana Munasinghe. Now, just before we wrap things up, let's take a quick look at the weather. The Met Department said that the showery conditions are expected to enhance over the island due to low-level atmospheric disturbance in the vicinity of Sri Lanka.
An earth slip was reported in Kotte Goda, Valimada, following a torrential downpour on Sunday night. The Udupussella road was completely inaccessible following the earth slip. A house located close to the road was also damaged. Landslide warnings have been issued for Kegalle, Nuwara and Ratnapura districts, and they will be in effect until 7 p.m. on Monday. The Department of Meteorology said that heavy rains of about 100 millimeters may occur in some places in the northern, central and Sabaragamu provinces and Galle, Matara and Kaluthara districts. Showers or thunder showers may occur from time to time in the northern, eastern and north central provinces. Due to a low-level atmospheric disturbance in the vicinity of Sri Lanka, showery condition is expected to enhance over the island. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times in northern, eastern and north central provinces. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers.
And that brings an end to the news from the Newsfirst team for this hour. Thank you for watching.
ඇත්ත කෙටියෙන් දත්ත වැඩියෙන් සයිබර් අවකාශයේ කලබන වුවත් සලකුණ News First YouTube channel අදම subscribe කරන්න. News First ජනතාව සමග